We're going to do a population projection here for Clare in Digby County, Nova Scotia, which is all doom and gloom. I got to say, I mean, there's no spoiler alert or anything because it's just going to go down and down and down until there's nothing left. I mean, we can reasonably expect a complete and total uh, replacement by some immigration or whatever. But the Acadian population, French speaking population of Clare, les Acadiens or whatever, if you want to go there, what is that? It's a non-existent, defeated culture. First of all, we've been defeated in 1755, and now we're looking at the complete extermination, eradication, extinction of the culture and language and the peoples itself. You know, if you can imagine such a thing. I mean, it's true. All right, so in 20 years, I don't see any of my friends, any of my friends in Clare having any children. Right? Let's say, for example, my good friends. You know, I get a few great friends. You know, great friends, and out of my, let's say, for example, you know, let's say, for example, three or four, you know, great friends. There is literally one child, one boy, right? Three or four great friends that I got, and there's like one boy, literally one boy. My other, you know, my business partner, for example, my business partner, it's got the grandkids. You don't have any kids. My other business partner, he has no kids at all. You know, it's all my classmates don't have any children at all. I don't know where they get this 1.3, you know, children per woman. I don't actually believe that is true. You know, there's one of my classmates that has three children. I think there's one, literally one, right? That is above the replacement level, but that's it. You know, you know, and it's only three. It's not four. It's only three, right? So one woman that I know has, you know, three. All right. So basically, I don't know where this comes from. 1.3. I think it's below that. Anyway, so what is the population projection? Right. The population projection is, let's say in 20 years, in the year 2046, right? My you know my daughter's going to be over here. She's 3 years old, and she's going to be, you know, 23. Right, she's going to be 23 years old, and the population dropped. Let's say, for example, there's 8,000 people, like Acadian people. I'm counting the Acadians, you know, the Acadian people from Clare. Lots of people on the Matagan funeral home. The funeral home, that's it's like the new Facebook, right? Everybody's landing on the it's like a social network, right? It's a funeral home, except they can't reply to you. But anyway, it's everybody's on there now, right? So the population is going to drop, right? And it's a loss of 1700, and the age, right? We're not talking about the age of the people. The age is getting up. The median age is going up, and the population is dropping. All right, so let's say, for example, 40 years. You know, this is a you know, calculator or whatever. Okay, for in 50 years, I mean, that's not a very long time. It's not. It's really, it's just down the street, right? Just around the corner at 4,360, whatever. And then in 150 years, less than 650 people from a town. This is supposed to grow, right? This number is supposed to grow. 8,000 people. We got 8,000 people. You know, imagine, you know, back in the 1600. Let's say, for example, you bring 8,000 people in the New World from France. Like you know, my family comes from France. Let's say, for example, we were to bring 8,000 people to America. That's gonna grow into generations, right? Not drop. This is so abnormal. This is so wrong. There's something seriously going on here. Is it a, you know, a type of coordinated, you know, preemptive, uh, you know, it's a type of warfare. You know, it's quite something, right? This is something like documenting the destruction of a civilization. It's not a joke, man. Like, this is serious. And you know, thankfully I got out of there. I was able to have a whole bunch of kids, but man. my children are precious, and these people, they don't understand what how valuable and precious and meaningful life is, and that they're just letting their life, their whole entire, bloodline, the entire society, what's going on here, right? Imagine all these people not having any grandchildren. It's quite creepy, right? It's quite creepy, and it's all due to this stuff here. So basically, let's say, for example, you pay taxes. You live there, you pay taxes. You are literally forced at gunpoint to pay for this, right? This is what you're paying for. This is literally what you are paying for. You know? Can you imagine? Can you imagine this kind of policy? What a weak and illegitimate government. What kind of weak and illegitimate government would make such a policy, right? It's it's to what is the actual benefit? Okay, to put some money into pockets of, but I mean, at the end of the day, it would just be better if you it would be better if you just not do this. You know what I mean? Like this is generous, right? The population is going to be down to zero. There's going to be like nothing left, right? This is serious. This is a serious transgression of the right for a society to thrive. Right? It's not just a right to life to this one victim that died. Right? That's really serious. I mean, that's really bad. But an entire, this is a type of systematic attack on an entire society. I mean, what do you call this thing? It's the genocide word. You start talking about crimes against humanity, but then the crime is so great that you're not going to have anybody to prosecute. This is the greatest crime. It's so big, it's such a great crime that you can't even have a, you don't even have anybody to prosecute. Who are you going to prosecute, right? It's if everybody's snuffed out. Even the people that will do these types of things will, you know, this is a, this is a serious thing, man. Like our entire, oh man, I'm literally shaken from the seriousness of this issue. It's like a whole bunch of people just you know just gone, right? How can this be? How can this actually happen, right? It's truly incredible to see this, to witness this. And most of the people are so oblivious, right? They're so oblivious. They're just paying their taxes and paying their taxes. And they say, well, that's just the way it is. We can't do anything about it. Yeah, well, you could, if everybody was like me and if everybody would actually do the research, I would, let's say, for example, everybody was like me, this would not happen. Right? This would certainly not happen. You wouldn't have a government crafting this kind of policy to do what, to pay for abortion and birth control with your taxpayer, taxpayer funded birth control, taxpayer funded abortions. Are you insane? I mean, this is the result. This is the point. The point of this whole channel is right here, right? It's going to go down and down and down. And it's going to be replaced, right? We're going to have people from all over the world going to replace our culture, and so yeah, don't worry. The tax money is still going to come in, from these, guys from Africa or India or Pakistan, Afghanistan, any kind of Middle Eastern country. We're having a total replacement, a total replacement of our population, and the Acadian people, my heritage, the people that I grew up with or whatever, my mother and my father and all this stuff is going to be completely gone. It's completely gone. So that is and I guess the consequence of, some a number of factors, but that's what's going on here. And you can't point to one factor or another, but this is devastating, real devastating stuff here. Right? This is documenting the destruction of an entire civilization. It's really, and I guess that's what happens. I guess throughout history we have that kind of stuff, but it's to take a step back and look at this, and it's so preventable. I mean, you could prevent this. I mean, there's still good time to actually prevent this, but if nothing changes, if probably nothing will, because we all know how everybody's an NPC, right? They all think like hive mind kind of thing, right? They don't change their ideas. It's going to go down and down and down and down and down and down to zero, to nothing, like literally nothing. There will not be the Acadians anymore at all. Right? There will never be any Acadian to live on the earth. My people will be completely eradicated. Quite the food for thought.